Hi, it's Christina with the Sisyphean Journal, and today we're looking at a case that's over 100 years old, but I think it shows that unlike nowadays when an abortion death is, really treated as no big deal, who cares, she's dead, all surgery has risks, why do you right-to-lifers get so upset about something so trivial as some woman just dying? Women die, people die. An abortion death was murder, and the accomplices in arranging the abortion were accessories. This was taken seriously. And today's case just is an example of that. On the evening of Monday, April 6, 1896, a woman named Tillie Karcher heard moaning in the flat of Millie Meyers, a seamstress who lived just upstairs of her on Bushwick Avenue in Brooklyn. She listened again and heard a young woman's voice crying out, "Oh, let me go home to my mama." Alarmed, Mrs. Karcher sought out a policeman. So she found one on his beat, and he went to the apartment, and he found a young woman lying there, ailing and all alone. The woman gave her name as Mrs. Emily Scott, and said that her husband, Ollie Scott, was a fireman on a Fulton ferry. Fireman's the person who feeds the coal into the furnace of a steam engine. The policeman found prescription bottles in the room, so he copied the information from them and went to the pharmacy that had prepared them, and the pharmacist said that the medicines were commonly used in treating fevers. The policeman thought all these goings-on were fishy. He figured that he was looking at an abortion case and there might be some arrests coming. He reported the situation to the precinct captain, who began an investigation to identify and round up everybody involved in the young woman's suspicious illness. There is the mystery, of course, as to why nobody brought the young woman to a hospital, but it could be that because all the prescription bottles were there, they made the assumption that she was under a doctor's care and that if they just lay low, they'd catch the doctor. That's my guess. You can tell me below why you think that they were bringing the police in but weren't bringing in any medical professionals. Well, around 5:30 the next evening, Tuesday, April 7th, the young woman said that she was going to die soon. She told the police that her real name was Emily Binney and gave them her address on Rutledge Street in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Emily's turn for the worse sent the police rushing for the coroner, leaving the ailing girl in the care of the seamstress, Millie Meyers. The coroner arrived to find that Miss Meyers had abandoned Emily and left her to die alone in that intervening half hour. Meyers was eventually apprehended and admitted that she'd helped 20-year-old Emily to seek out the abortion services of a 33-year-old midwife named Mary Schott, and she had been engaged to provide aftercare. A police officer went to the Fulton Ferry House and managed to determine that Ollie Scott was Arthur Robbins. Robbins was arrested when he showed up at Meyers' flat to look for Emily at 10 o'clock that evening. While the suspects were being questioned, Minnie said that Emily's baby had actually been born alive on March 21st. Upon hearing that, Robbins burst into tears and told police that 4 hours after the child's birth, he had wrapped the baby in a newspaper, weighted down with a piece of iron, and thrown it out a porthole in the ferry. He couldn't say if the baby had still been alive when it was tossed into the river. Arthur Robbins then admitted that he had gone with Emily and with Minnie to arrange for Mrs. Schott to perform the abortion. Now, so far I know that Millie Meyers was found guilty of manslaughter, but I've been unable to determine the outcome of anything else with the case. What happened to Arthur and what happened to the midwife. Like, share, subscribe so I can get some money so I can spend more time doing research.